On a Sunday before my 5th birthday, my father abandoned me, his firstborn son, as well as my mother and my 2 younger sisters. It must have broken my heart, because in the years that followed, the fear of being unaccepted dominated my life. My Catholic faith was meaningless to me, and I easily drifted away. I willfully chose a wicked life of self-centeredness. I objectified people. I abandoned God. I threw away my dignity and filled the void with fleeting pleasures. Deep in my heart, I clung to the darkness and angrily avoided the light. I had an abortion because I was caught up in a destructive life cycle that centered upon me, my fears, my needs, my pleasures, and my security. And so in 1988-89, I chose to have premarital relations with my fiancée, and she became pregnant. Unfortunately, she did not want children. I wanted security. She wanted to abort. I supported that choice. We located a clinic and scheduled the death sentence. To my recollection, there was no attempt to talk us out of it. In fact, it seemed like an ordinary medical consultation. During the abortion procedure, I experienced anxiety for the situation I was in and apathy for the child in the womb. There was a nameless uneasiness that stirred within me that I conveniently dismissed. I was concerned for my fiancé because I was concerned for myself. I do not recall being concerned for the child. Immediately after the abortion, I felt relief because the unfortunate disruption in my life was over. I drove my fiancé home, and we never spoke of that day again. Sometime afterward, we married in a Catholic church. However, our relationship was void of any meaningful and lasting love. We divorced 3 years later. As time went on after the abortion, I felt tremendous shame and experienced interior isolation. A battle raged within me. In my heart, I literally wanted to die. I hated the man within me. I felt cold and alone as the intensity of my self-centeredness magnified and mocked me. Shortly after my first marriage, I entered a second, brief one with another woman. She wanted me sterile, and I complied. I told myself that a man like me was not meant to be a father. I found help and forgiveness through the mercy and grace of God. In His love for me, He led me to a woman who would truly be my wife. In our sacred union, the road to redemption was paved. When I could no longer bear the crushing weight of my sins, I finally turned towards the light of Jesus Christ and begged for His help. He answered, pointed the way, and I followed. I returned to my Catholic faith, confessed my sins, and felt the joy of God's forgiveness. Through His guiding light, I was recently led to a Rachel's Vineyard retreat. It was there where God continued His merciful shower of love, for I was given the glorious opportunity of acknowledging and validating before the world the life of my child who never had the chance to see the light of day. I also found true forgiveness in my heart for my father. Through the grace of God, my dignity was restored, and I learned about the eternal and intrinsic dignity of every human person, and that's why I am silent no more.